are going to meet down in the zSpace lab. We got to talk about external anatomy and internal
My name
anatomy.
is Heidi Bernardi, and I'm a teacher here at Valparaiso High School. With our students today, we're finding that technology is a big part of their lives. So it should absolutely be a big part of their learning experience as well. When I start a unit in zoology, I give background information in the traditional classroom, whether it be PowerPoints, discussions, online activities, web quests, that provides somewhat of a background.
New structure. So you want to start it on your worksheet, and we're going to have a chance to see that in your dissection tomorrow as well.
So that when they do come to the zSpace lab, then they have that opportunity to discover and explore and get the visual experience that zSpace is all about. As students walk in, they're excited about using the zSpace. What I like to do is an introductory discussion on where are we at within our unit. What's the purpose of being in the zSpace lab? What are the goals? Pulling in any information or concepts, ideas that we learned the previous day.
We had spent 4 days dissecting the shark. What are we going to see different today in our dissection of the bony fish that we did not get to see in the shark?
Whether we're dissecting a fish, they've learned the structures and the functions, just making sure that they have the knowledge they need to move forward with the dissection. After the first 5 minutes or so, students will go get their glasses, they'll get themselves settled into their unit, find whatever lesson, program, session that we'll be using for the day. No matter how many times we've been in the zSpace lab, I always like to do a little review on buttons, on the stylus, how the stylus works.
The button is going to move the mahi closer to you. Let's go ahead and practice that. And then your circle button is going to actually dissect.
And any of the icons that are also on the screen as well. So I do like to take the first 10 minutes or so just working with them as a whole class, asking questions as a whole class, allowing individual students to answer.
Is the cerebellum. Okay, so
working with them step by step, keeping them on task, kind of giving them an idea of pace. How fast should they be moving through the structures, how often they should be referring to the worksheet.
Which one of those vocab words? Homocircle. Good, so we want to make sure that we circle that.
Because we have 17 units, I partner up the students, which also leads to collaboration and communication.
The pharynx, isn't that the thing that goes out like that?
But I provide one worksheet for the two of them. That really allows one student to maximize the full experience on zSpace, whether we're dissecting, bringing in models, moving models around, answering questions.
Whoever's wearing your glasses, take each centrum off and count them as you dissect them.
And then the other student, while they have their glasses on, they can answer the questions on the worksheet. It is important that every student get their time on zSpace and working with the stylus. So I do make a verbal reminder about halfway through the lesson.
Switch glasses so that you both have an opportunity to dissect today.
Once I feel that they're comfortable and I'm comfortable with where they're at in terms of their understanding, I do let them have some independence in terms of working through the rest of the dissection, working through the rest of the worksheet. As a partner pair, collaborating, communicating with each other, talking about what they're seeing, what they're observing, what they're dissecting, and then coming up with answers to answer on the worksheet, which is, I think, essential to provide that independence, because they are able to explore and discover things that maybe as a teacher I've never even thought of. But my biggest advice is to embrace it. It's all about the students, and when you see the students smiling, when you see the students learning something and having those moments of understanding, of I got it, this makes sense to me. It happens all the time in the zSpace lab, no matter what software you're working with. And that's what's most important.